I think Rodgers is being completely ridiculous. Like, one of the things, there's so many layers to this that bother me, but one of the things is, like, the idea that, it would have been better if they had told him they were going to draft Jordan Love before they did. No, it wouldn't. They still would have picked it. It still would have been the same exact situation of they took his replacement. Look, if he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play. They can get a lot of money back, and they can move on to Jordan Love sooner than they planned to. If he does want to play, where's he going to go? That gives him a better chance to win the Super Bowl before he's done than the team that is.
I agree.
Right?
I mean, maybe he goes to Denver. They have a very good roster, I think, minus the quarterback. Probably not better than Green Bay. But that's a good question. Is there a place he could end up that gives him a better chance or even as good a chance as a team he won 13 games with last year and won an MVP with?
I don't see
Well, there's no slam dunk, right? We can talk about Las Vegas, but they've been 8-8, 7-9. That roster's not exactly great. And Denver, we can talk about how good the roster is, but they've struggled the last few years. That's hardly a slam dunk, even if they have a quarterback in place. So Green Bay still makes the most sense, for sure.
Let me throw this one at both of you guys as well, because my guy Rich Cimini covers the Jets for ESPN. Threw out there, the Jets could be big players post-June 1st because there might be some names out there. So maybe not just specific to the Jets, although selfishly as the Jet guy, like I want them to get more players, but league-wide, how many names not named, or how many guys not named Julio Jones and Aaron Rodgers post-June 1st that we're not talking about right now might surprise people? I mean, could there be some guys late this week, early next week that pop out there on the unexpected free agent market where a team like the Jets might get a bargain, or any team in the NFL might get a bargain? You guys hearing any other names? Jeremy?
Yeah, certainly cornerback is a good place to start. Richard Sherman's out there. There's a connection with the New Orleans Saints, and Chris Richard, his former coach in Seattle, is now the defensive backs coach there. They need a cornerback opposite Marshawn Lattimore. And the Jets, too, with Robert Saleh. That could be an option. You know, Steven Nelson's a good cornerback out there. Justin Houston, if you need a pass rusher. There are a ton of names. And if you even look on the trade market, there could be some more action beyond Julio Jones where, Zach Ertz, he has been on the market for months. Several teams have kind of got involved, not gotten that to the finish line yet. I think the Eagles just don't want to give him away for nothing. They'll eventually settle for probably, a late-round pick to move on from him. And then Nick Foles. The Jets have no NFL experience on their quarterback roster right now. That is a guy who has a Joe Douglas connection from their days in Philadelphia. It could make some sense there as a trade.
I'll throw out that the Jets wouldn't be able to get him, but like Stephon Gilmore is a guy that we've heard a lot about this offseason.
Yeah.
He would want a new contract. That's part of the reason, there hasn't been much action on him. But that could change, certainly. And, you mentioned Ertz. The other thing, look at it this way, Bob, the dominoes, right? Like, if someone were to acquire Aaron Rodgers and his salary, Julio Jones and his salary, they may have to put somebody on the trade block that's not there right now, right? We don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson can still get traded this offseason, depending on how things shake out with him in terms of, the legal issues he's dealing with. So, it could be a very interesting couple of months that's usually not so interesting on the NFL calendar. Just what the NFL needed, another month or two with all the attention on it, right?
No time for golf, Dan. Zero time to play golf.
Oh, there's always time.
It's all about the NFL.
Seriously, you guys that cover the NFL, they have figured out a way to give you something to cover all 12 months of the year.
But, today I learned how early the sun comes up this time of year. So I think there's time for golf, probably at a time that I wasn't expecting. We got more time with Jeremy, or we
definitely have another minute or two with Jeremy. You got some? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we want to ask you about what you're hearing in New England with Mac Jones, Cam Newton, what that situation looks like to you in terms of who the starting quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, Dan, it sounds like he's been as advertised in the first couple of days in OTAs. He's accurate, not a physical specimen. You look at Cam Newton out there, looks great. Mac Jones looks, more like a kicker. But he's putting the ball on guys when the ball needs to be there, and so I think just from a smarts accuracy standpoint, he's fit that bill so far. And I continue to hear the plan is to start Cam Newton unless Mac Jones becomes undeniable sooner than later. Maybe that happens in training camp. Maybe there's a window for that to happen. But right now he's going to be still donning that number 50 jersey, the old Rob Ninkovich, because Belichick likes to humble his rookies, and then they'll go from there.
Yeah, that physical comparison with Cam's not fair. I asked Josh Allen last year about the comparisons between him and Cam, and he laughed. He said, no one who's ever seen us with our shirts off would make that comparison. So Mac's not alone in that regard.
These teams, and you guys,
no
I don't
question.
know if you guys agree, these teams all lie about the quarterbacks, right? If a guy gets taken towards the top of the first round, sometimes even in the first round as a rookie, they play. And it doesn't matter what they
Right.
say during training camp. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, oh, we're going to let this guy sit. We're going to let him learn. No. These guys go play. And that's the culture now, I think, in the NFL as a rookie, Jeremy, don't you think?
Oh, no question. It's shifted. It used to be like, back when Aaron Rodgers was drafted, sit the guy 2-3 years. Can you imagine drafting Aaron Rodgers now and then just sitting him 3 years, a guy that talented?
No.
You put him out there, you tailor the offense around their skill set. Look at Justin Herbert. You give him plays he can digest and let him go throw 60-yard bombs and hope for the best and make these guys stars sooner than later. And that's the league now.